All right, we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to our friends in the Philippines. It's Captain Trucker. Welcome to a special live stream. Appreciate you all showing up. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. I got a special guest today. It's man Jay's Philippines. He's a vlogger in Dumaguete, and he was kind enough to show up. And he's a good guy, and I'm really proud to have. He's the first guest on the Captain Trucker. What's up? Jay, I hear an echo. You got to stop the echo. Anyway, yeah, so here he is. It's Jay. Jay, welcome to the studio.
Yes, I hear the echo too. I was going to tell you, buddy, man, you're about 10 seconds behind me on.
Where's the
How
echo
you doing,
coming
guys?
from?
I don't know. It happened about halfway through your
Hold
introduction
on, it's
there.
fine. It's fine. Let me cut it off. I think it's gone now. Okay, I had it open. That's why. I think it's good now, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You say it, then I hear you about 3 seconds later.
But there's no more echo right now, right?
Oh,
You can't hear me?
you keep going doing what you're doing. You go ahead and
right.
start talking. I'll try to get the sound on my end fixed. You keep doing what you're
All
doing
right,
because
cool.
you're fine.
Anyway, thanks for showing up, guys. So incidentally, both Jay and I traveled at the same time, like to the United States to do different work stuff and whatnot. And it's just kind of funny because, I was like, watched various vloggers over the months like most of us do. And, some of them I'm like, whatever. Some of them I pay attention to, kind of skim through them. We don't always watch everybody. It's kind of hard to. I mean, there's so many vloggers in the Philippines. I have no idea how people are able to keep up with all this stuff, but there's a lot of good vloggers out there, man. So, I'm glad to be able to talk to some of them, network with some of them and whatnot. So that's all good. Um, Let me see what's going on here. This is our first time doing a live stream. So with another vlogger in the same, we're using StreamYard. So if anybody's out there, click the like button. We'd appreciate it as always. Jay, can you hear me there still? I don't think he can hear me. We lost audio. Um, anyway, we'll give people a chance to show up. It's kind of it always takes time for people to show up, but yeah, man, the Philippines is a trip. I haven't actually spent a lot of time in Dumaguete. I don't think I've even been there yet, as a matter of fact. But there's a lot of vloggers in Dumaguete, and the whole like Dumaguete thing has got a really good reputation. There's a reason. There's a reason why a lot of foreigners go there because it's a cool place. We're just waiting for Jay to get his audio back on, but um, so not only is Dumaguete known for like vloggers, it's actually known for much, much, much more famous things. It's a college town, so there's a lot of history. It's got Silliman University, which is the first Protestant and American university in the Philippines and Asia. That was established in 1901. It's got Rizal Boulevard, named after the Philippines' national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. And he's said to have made a brief visit to the area. And Henry Soriano is watching from Tucson, Arizona. So welcome, sir. We appreciate you. Please send us a message if you're out there. Jay's going to come back. He's just getting I think he's having audio issues over there. But yeah, Jay's Philippines. He's over in, I think he's in Kentucky right now. He just left Dumaguete. He's going back. We're both going to go back. It's just kind of funny that we both left at the same time, which is pretty interesting, but coincidentally. But yeah, guys, if you're out there, click the like button. We'd appreciate it. Send us a message. We're gonna have a good live stream today. So what else does Dumaguete have? It's got its diving and marine biodiversity. So it's actually a gateway to some of the best diving spots in the Philippines, including Apo Island, world-renowned marine sanctuary. The waters around Dumaguete are known for their stunning coral reefs, diverse marine life. So it's a really, really good place for like divers and snorkelers. And as I said, it's also like a university town. So there's like several colleges and universities. And yeah, it's what it's actually referred to sometimes as a university town. So, it gives the city like a youthful vibe, a lively atmosphere, and it's kind of cool. Like, so you get like Filipino college students, and then you get your expats. So you get different stuff going on, different people coming up. It's actually a literary haven too. So the city hosts this annual Dumaguete National Writers Workshop. Okay. It's the oldest creative workshop in Asia. It's helped nurture some of the Philippines' most distinguished writers, and it's a testament to Dumaguete's vibrant literary scene. Am I doing a good job reading my notes? Let me know. Anyway, whoever's out there, we appreciate you watching as always. I'm going to see if Jay comes back. I think he was having some issues with his mic. Let's see where he is. Well, Jay's going to come back, but yeah, Jay's Philippines, man. It was kind of cool because I like I said, I've watched different vloggers and stuff, and like people, there's a lot of vloggers, and they have sort of different avenues to the way they grow their channels and stuff. And I remember like one of my subscribers, he sent me a comment once, and he goes, "Hey, Captain, you should check out this guy. His name's Jay, Philippines, and he's into exercising and stuff." And I thought, oh, okay, well, I checked it out, and I was like, oh man, I was like, who's this guy showing off his deltoids? I thought I was the biggest guy in Negros Occidental on the vlogs. And his name was Jay. And my friends actually call me Big J. And so I was like, Jesus, does this guy know me? Like, what is this? So I was like, oh man, I looked at the channel. I started watching his videos and I was like, oh, you know what? He's actually a family man. He's not doing clickbait. He's not trying to just get clicks and views for attention. He's not talking about, Filipinas. He doesn't have a bunch of women in his thumbnails, and he's a family man. The guy makes actually really well edited videos, and he talks about good stuff. And I was like, geez, I was like, I guess I should try to be friends with this guy. He seems like a decent vlogger. And so yeah, we've been talking, and he's going to join the live stream, but he's having some audio issues. I think right now. I'm going to give him a call. Actually, we'll give Jay a call really quick, see what's up. So anybody out there, thanks, Henry. Henry says, I'm an American. I'm a Filipino American and can't wait to go back at the end of May. I mentioned it to Jay also. That's cool. That's very good. How long have you been in the States, Henry? Maybe we'll just wing the live stream tonight. I'll do what I normally do. I did a video, man. Like, it's funny, like with videos, you never know which ones are going to do good and like which ones won't. My last one did not. And I was kind of sad because I did kind of, I don't know, I took time to edit it and stuff. And I think sometimes people just want to hear from me. They just want to hear me talk directly, you know, talk about what we talk about and stuff and that sort of thing. But it's all good. We'll give people a chance to show up. 30 Henry says 35 years and I'm done. You mean you've been gone for 35 years from the Philippines? You've been working or what? What's the deal? I'm gonna give Jay a call really quick. All right. Let's call Jay's Philippines, see what he's doing over there. It's all right. We can roll this live stream. We're gonna call up Jay. See, we're gonna see what Jay's doing right now, guys. Oh, really? Can you log it? Can you do it from your phone? Yeah, yeah. I live on the live stream talking to you on the phone. It's funny. I know, right? Um, we're having technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Jay's here with us in spirit, and soon he'll be on the show. Just give us a second. I sent it to you by text. Did you just scroll back in the text before you went to the gym? It's the same link. It should work. Do you know this guy Henry? He said he talked to you. Oh, okay, cool. He's back in the States. He's retiring. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? All right, just I'll just wait for you, I guess. Yeah, I can hear you. One of the, I mean, it's going to talk on the, one of the themes we're talking about, I've been talking about in the channel is like, you know, Philippines obviously is a great place for expats. It's a great place to retire if you're in, but you got to be like prepared, obviously, for like, especially if you're an American, you've never been outside of America. If you've only been to like maybe parts of Mexico, like Playa del Carmen, Cancun, or maybe Canada. Like when you're jumping to the Philippines, you are kind of going into the deep end as far as like foreign country living, if you will. Even though the Philippines is very like Americanized, if you will. I see you, Jay. There we go. I think we got him back.
Yeah, I hear you through
Um,
my phone though. I don't hear you through my little speaker anymore. But yeah,
you
I'm
can't
here.
hear me? Okay, hold on a second. Let me add you to the stage. Uh, let's see. There you are. You can you hear me or not?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just hear you through my phone, just like normal. I ain't got no hookups now, so I just talk with you
All
through
right,
my
cool.
phone. That'll work.
Right on. Well, that's good news. Um, so yeah, I want to take a break from talking. I want to talk to you, Jay. Like how did you get on this vlogging thing, man? Because I mean, it's a big step. It's like us vloggers, we kind of take a little bit of heat. I mean, people do watch, and it's kind of daunting for some people to like start a YouTube channel, especially like I was a pretty private guy, you know what I mean? Like I never really had Facebook. I mean, I had like my circle of friends and whatnot, but as far as like social media, I was always kind of reluctant, you know what I mean? But I wanted to do it. I mean, for me, what compelled me was like my son and just I've been in the Philippines for a long time before I started doing this vlog. And I just I wanted to get involved in the community and I felt like I should do stuff kind of thing. So that's kind of why I kind of decided to like go public, if you will, and start this vlog. But to me, I'm surprised because I was kind of worried about a lot of trolls and whatever, but most people have been cool and it's been a good response. But I wanted to ask you, man, like because you got a good channel, man. I've seen your videos really well edited. You talk about like real stuff and you got it going on. So what why did you want to start this?
Honestly, could you imagine being in the Philippines for the next 20 years? We already know how people back home don't really understand the Philippines a whole lot unless we tell them, and they don't even know much about it. It's just far away. But living over there for 20 and 30 years and having the technology we have today, and you didn't film it, you didn't document your history, you didn't show your aging process as dad's getting older, slowing down a little
Yeah.
bit, but all the memories you've made along the way. How
Yeah.
regretful would you? I mean, it's 100% guaranteed you're going to regret not doing it. So whatever you
Yeah.
do with the channel along the way, that's kind of up to you. But I always try to keep it a little bit like my little girl is going to watch this one day. I don't want to look like too big of an idiot, but out there have fun a little bit sometimes. But yeah, this is for my little girl more than anything, just to see what we all went through, what making the friends. So if she meets you in 20 years and it's like I've known him for 20 years. I literally got a video of when I talked with you 20 years ago that we'll be able to look up and be like, oh, that's awesome. So I think of it as
Yeah.
just how nostalgic it could be one day and how much fun it'll be along the way. And when we're sitting around at 60 and 50, just remembering how we might have not done this, how stupid we'd feel not doing it. It's obvious we're going to be glad we did. The memories, the videos, just the friends we're going to make along the way. Because as much as anything, it's like, okay, I got Captain Trucker. It's one of my teammates now. I got Henry Soriano. I see him out there. He pops up on my videos most of the time. How many people are we going to meet that might become genuine friends over 20 years? I want to go play
Yeah.
pickleball with people. I want to go to the gym with somebody. I want to go ride bikes with somebody. If I'm going to go explore an island, I'm going to send a message to 3 or 4 buds and we're all going to go do it together probably. And it's like, you ain't going to have any of these things if you don't get yourself out there. Now you can go hang out in the Philippines and you'll meet some friends that way too. But man, when you get a reach out through the videos, man, there's people you would never have a chance of meeting unless, could you imagine, like I chose Dumaguete, you chose, Iloilo, you chose Cebu City, and, we're just a few minutes apart, but you didn't realize how much we had in common, but you would never know because we're not on video. We're not out there
Yeah.
risking it. risking trolls, getting out of your comfort zone. Because I'll be honest, this isn't my comfort zone at all. I don't deal well with stuff like this. It's forced upon my better nature. So, but I know I'm going to regret it, so I just did it. It was obvious I was going to regret it, so there was no point in holding back. Just go for it.
That's cool, man. I mean, that's a real thing about vlogs, and I've heard some people say that as far as like it is same with me. Like you're almost documenting like a time period, and like you said, it can be like nostalgic and retrospect for your kids to see. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like that's really cool. That's like totally cool. But I mean, do you also have like on a social level, like did you feel on some way socially compelled, like maybe there were things you were seeing the way the Philippines was being maybe represented, or the way maybe there was some negative views like us Americans have had about it? And did you feel almost like you wanted to show the Philippines in the way it deserves to be shown?
It deserves to be shown better than some people are doing it. I mean, I'm like I told on some of my videos, it's like I don't go around telling everybody I'm having fun in the Philippines and all that stuff, because I haven't had much fun in the Philippines. It's been a lot of work having babies, going through COVID, the
Yeah.
hassle, the traveling, little ones, finding food out of my comfort zone. I can see what the Philippines offers, and that's why I keep in love with it, because I know eventually when I settle down and have a spot, all that fun stuff will feel better. But right now, it's a challenge, and that's what I like more than anything. I like the challenge. Um, Philippines, you got a lot of people out there. They could care less what they make the Philippines look like. They need clicks, they need views. It's all about making money for a lot of people. But being in the Philippines as much as I have, very few people know who these people are. On the grand scale of things, these people ain't making a dent in anything. It's just people who want to listen to certain people. I wouldn't be too worried about too many people doing a whole lot of negative stuff or giving a bad light. At my age, if I thought I could stop it, I'd go for it. But there's a lot of people, and
Yeah.
there's new ones coming every day. There's new vloggers popping up that I never seen before, doing the same stuff. When one fades away, a new one's going to come, and they'll probably be even worse, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So you try to balance it out, be the positive channel with the negative channel.
So do you think a lot of people are doing vlogs? I mean, just as like a way to make income so they can kind of supplement their travel expenses or whatever. Do you think like a lot of people get into you because you're a family man? I'm a family man too. I mean, I'm not married, but I still consider myself a family man. I'm
Yeah,
very involved in my son and his mother and building them a house and everything. And it's like, I mean, in other words, like you said, you haven't been having fun, so you've been working for your kids and your family. So, you're not just here to party and to
right,
find a bunch of Filipinos to sleep with or something.
right,
Like
right,
you're a
right.
father, you're working in the community. So it's like, um, I forgot what I was
I
going to
did
ask you
come
just
over
right
for
now.
that last part there. I came over there originally in 2018 to do all that fun stuff. I got
Oh, the
videos of.
party and stuff.
I was coming over to party, playing island hop, girls on every island. I was going to have island girlfriends everywhere. I was coming over
Oh,
just to
really?
have
I
fun.
didn't know that. Oh, wow, I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Well, I'm glad
I
you can
came
document
over.
that on YouTube.
Oh, I will. Those videos will come. Those videos will come.
Shit,
Uh, she's got
I'm
to
trying
want
to
to edit
promote
it
that.
though.
You're not supposed to say that.
No, well, that was 2018. Lots happened since
That's in the past.
2018.
He's a family man. Forget what he just said. Edit that part out. I'm just joking.
No,
That's funny.
I came over 2018 with. I came over with a lot of cryptocurrency. I was trading and stuff. I came over. I was already, heavily involved in cryptocurrency. And by the time my plane landed in Philippines, my crypto assets dropped 50% overnight. It was like, okay. So my mood had changed from leaving America to getting to the Philippines. I watched a lot of my net worth, tumble a bunch. So I wasn't in the best
Wow.
of mood when I got to the Philippines. I was more watching the internet. So I was in my apartment a whole lot, just watching crypto go up and down. Was it going to keep going down? Was it going to bounce back up? Should I get back in more deeper? So I wasn't really having any fun in the Philippines when I first arrived. I met my girlfriend, well, wife now. She wasn't even my girlfriend. She was somebody I liked, lived near the condo I was at. I was talking to several girls I'd been talking to for over a year back home in the States before I even got there. So yeah, I mean, it's been a wild 6 years. I mean, what I went to the Philippines for and what it turned out to be was two different things. I did
Wow.
go there originally to get lost and never be found again. Basically, I was going to blog and just basically some of these other bloggers just run around with a camera and film everything.
Sure.
But then she got pregnant, and a whole other trajectory happened. So
Interesting. That's an interesting
yeah,
backstory. I didn't know that. That's pretty
yeah,
interesting.
I came over at 45. right at
45.
44, turned 45 when I was over there.
So you were heavily invested in crypto. That's interesting. Did you kind of because I got a little bit of it, and I didn't kind of get any advice currently for any cryptos? I mean, I'm still liquid for it. I mean, it's like I was always like reluctant, dude, because I'm a truck driver, man. So I'm like, when it comes to money, I was never a gambler. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you're a hard worker too. I know you are. I mean, you build chicken coops and stuff. You understand hard work. And like for me, it's like I just couldn't take risk. And I'm always like so damn conservative on my investments. Like if I do take risk, I would probably be in a better position. But yeah, man, I'm very conservative, but do you have any advice as far as cryptos right now?
Uh, if the world wasn't so corrupt and people manipulating things and the news, everyone mostly knows if the news is telling you to buy, it's probably time to sell. It's now cryptos. It's too much at risk involved, and I have no idea who I'm talking to when I say something like that. I'd feel really good telling you to probably buy some crypto for 10, 15 years from now. But if you're trying to flip and do a 10x coin, Bitcoin, is it going to go to 500,000? I believe it will go to 500,000. It could do it in a year. It could do it in 20. When that time frame is, that'll be decided by governments and what they collude with. And that's what I learned from crypto. I got in pretty early, and the spikes were just. I mean, it was such a drug. I mean, it was amazing how some of these coins go from 100 million market cap to a billion. And if you was in early, you retired. So
Wow.
I got into it in 2017, but it's so manipulated, so many things involved with it. It's too difficult to teach people. You either kind of understand it or not. I wouldn't do that. Honestly, it's a safer bet probably to flip houses, build a house and try to sell it. Much simpler. You can control things. You can't control nothing with crypto besides buy it and hold it. If you believe in your coin, hold it. If you don't believe in it, get out. It's
But you
a
think
lot
it
of
has a future,
tangibles there.
though.
What's
You think
that?
it has a future, though, but you still think it has a future. You're saying because I mean I'm a long term guy. I mean I invest long
Oh,
term, but I mean
yeah. If I was you, I mean, I'd feel really confident. I mean, everything's a risk. So, I mean, if I got to tell you everything's a risk, then you shouldn't be doing it anyway. You should already know everything's a risk. But for one
yeah.
Bitcoin, half a Bitcoin at your age at 40, I would definitely try to grab at least a half a Bitcoin for by the time you're 50 or 60. I wouldn't even be worried about Social Security anymore because you'll probably live off your Bitcoin the rest of your life.
Really,
Yeah.
you would
And if
invest
it,
behind half a Bitcoin long term?
well, 4 or 5 years ago, I got a few people. My brother got involved, and my mom almost got involved. Didn't quite trust me. I started telling people to buy Bitcoin when it was at $1,500 to $2,500, and they thought that was insane. That was insane. Ex
Wow.
girlfriend of mine got her involved in cryptocurrency. I mean, she went in deep. She made a lot of money because of it, but most people get in after they see the news. After it goes up to $20,000 the first time, then they get in it because it's all exciting. But it's already gone from
Sure.
2 to 20. So it's like it's
Well,
too late. You missed the big ride.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
if you're going to wait 15, 20 years and you're comfortable throwing 20, 25 grand down and you can put it away and not worry about it again, I would do that before I put it in any damn silver or gold. I mean, silver and gold probably do well too in 15, 20 years, but not likely as well as Bitcoin's going to do because there's only so many Bitcoin and they ain't making any more of it. So yeah, as a risk at your age, I'd throw 20 grand into Bitcoin for 15, 20 years from now.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good advice. We
I
should
won't be
probably get back
around
on
probably in 15,
Philippines.
20 years for you to be mad at me if I'm wrong.
No, it's not like that. I mean, I take advice. I'll take investment advice from the janitor, from the guy who builds chicken coops, from a CEO, from my brother,
Yeah.
from my mother. I'll take investment advice from anybody as far as stocks. I mean, it's like if you know something, you know something. You know what I mean? It's like
Well, it got to be
it's like
really predictable with crypto. Crypto was pretty easy. You knew whatever they were saying on the news. They've changed. Everybody who hated it 4 years ago, 5 years ago, who demonized it, they're all buying it. I mean, you could see who was buying it because you can track the blockchain. You saw what institutions were buying it while they'd go on the news. Fast money. They'd start talking about how it was awful, how it's a joke, it ain't going to make it, yet they're buying it. So, I mean, all that's what is really good about Bitcoin.
we should get back on the Philippines, Jay, because
Yeah,
we should talk about investments on the phone sometime.
I get you,
But
man.
yeah,
That's all good.
hold on, let
Thank
me,
you.
yeah, yeah. That's interesting though. I haven't we didn't have much of a chance to talk, but that's an interesting backstory. So it's kind of like you kind of went out to the Philippines um kind of initially, and then I assume you met somebody, and obviously you had the fortune of having a baby, so your life kind of changed. I mean, right? I mean,
My
you're
kids were all grown. I left. I didn't leave the States until my daughter turned 18. When she turned 18, I was gone about 2 months later. She went off to college. My other sons were off doing their things as well. One's in another state, one was in military. Um, yeah, I just, a lot of expats, just disenchanted with America, just done, bored, didn't want to live in Kentucky anymore, didn't want to go to Florida like everybody else does. I've already done Florida before, so I knew what that would be. Philippines just looked like the right vibe, sandals and shorts and tank tops, hot weather. That's what I wanted.
have you been
So,
to the other countries before that? Um,
countries
before
before that, no. I've been to Florida, I've been to Aruba, Bahamas, but just the typical little islands around Florida stuff that people go to, but nothing outside. Never been South America. I was close to going to Ecuador. I was pretty close to choosing Ecuador instead of Philippines, but I started seeing some vloggers pop up on YouTube, and they showed the Philippines in a way I didn't know anything about it. And I'm like, oh my God, it was a no brainer at that point. It was like, this is where I'm going to die at. I'll end up dying in the Philippines.
Oh
You know?
wow, okay.
Yeah.
So you kind of
Yeah. I
went in
don't, I
you
mean,
kind of went in the deep end too, because I mean, you kind of went to like those. I mean, Aruba, I would assume that's kind of not really westernized, but I mean, it's a lot different than I would assume that Philippines. I mean, because you get in the Philippines, you have like I've always said, it's like you see the best of the best of the world and also the worst in terms of like poverty, right? So it's like you see that like in Manila. I mean, you can be like in a high rise, then you walk out to the 7-Eleven and there'll be kids covered in feces and dirt, like asking you for money. I mean, it's serious, that contrast. It's like you don't really see that as much in some other countries, I wouldn't say, So was it shocking
no,
to you? Was it kind of shocking to see in the Philippines?
it's not shocking, but it just depends on what type of person you are. Some people can ignore it and think nothing of it. And, like me, I mean, yeah, it hits you, but you get to a point in life. It's like, you know what? I can see me enjoying this area. I'll get to know some of those kids. I took pictures with a lot of them in 2018 and 19, and I'd go walking. They'd try to sell me their little towels and stuff. Or, I'm hungry, I'd get them some lunches here and there. You can't do it all the time because you won't be able to be over there if you're doing it all the time. You won't enjoy any of your own time, but I want to find my spot because honestly, though, I'll help those kids out when I can.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that'll be a good way
I
to
didn't mean
be a
like
part of the community.
I didn't mean it in the sense of like it would turn you off from going there. I'm saying like I know for me when I saw that it had a very sober and impact on me. I was like, wow, this is like real poverty. You know what I mean? It's different than like inner city American poverty. I mean, there's poverty here, but I mean, let's face it, it's not really the same. I mean, even here, you can still get your food stamps, you can get some kind of housing, usually, you know what I mean? Like over there, like if you get sick or if you're really in poverty, if you have an infection, and you can't afford antibiotics or stuff. And I've seen people in Manila, like with their hands cut off and stuff, they'll just amputate your fingers or something. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like poverty there is significantly, different. But yeah,
There's a
so
lot of
it's
layers there to pill. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of layers
yeah,
to that. Because here in America, I
yeah,
don't have health insurance. I can go to the ER. I guess they have to take me in and stuff. But after the initial, they've saved my life. Now what? I either going to have to sell my home and property to pay
yeah,
for any more medical bills versus in the
right,
Philippines. I can probably afford to survive in the Philippines. Where's the third world country at really in some of these aspects? Because I can't afford healthcare. I mean, I can. I'm just not going to do it.
yeah,
I bet on myself, so to speak. That's just my way I do it. I'm
yeah.
not paying $1,200 a month for insurance. Times the last 20 years, I mean, it's a small fortune. I mean, it's a
I
gamble.
would
I
agree
know.
with
I know the risks. I
yeah,
mean, it's what it is. If I got to fly on a plane to Mexico to get a broken arm reset, for $500 versus I know when I broke my finger happened in a bar fight 20 years ago, that was $18,000 to put a pin in my pinky. That was 20 years ago. What would that cost me somewhere
yeah.
else?
Yeah,
So
the healthcare in America, dude, it's crazy. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I don't get into politics on this channel, but I mean, to me, I look at like we live in a rich country, technically, right? I mean, I don't know why it's so expensive. I really don't, but it is. It's like it's whatever. It's not. It's very expensive. People think that we're rich as Americans and stuff. But like you said, say you don't have insurance, you have to go to the ER. That can wipe you out, dude. That can wipe people out. You have a week in the hospital, dude. Like 30. I knew a guy, my friend, he was in the hospital for a week, and it was like $40,000 or $50,000, dude. I mean, that would wipe
Yeah.
people out, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, like
Just
you said, they'll fix you up, but you'll be done,
in debt.
depending.
Exactly. That's why I don't want nothing in my name. I mean, I got to have strategies over the next 20 years. It's like, even in the Philippines, I don't want nothing in my name. But shoot, if I go out there and have a motorcycle wreck, ain't nobody coming after nothing I got. So it's the same way here. If I inherit things or things come my way in the future, I don't want the titles or anything in my name. My assets will probably go into land in the Philippines for my daughter, and I'll feel good about it. That's the whole point. I won't feel like
Yeah.
nothing but good. I'm like safe. As long as those
Well,
titles
that's
are,
the right attitude.
yeah. I
That's
mean,
the
I
right
just want those
attitude
titles
because people say
and
to me, like,
assets
people are like,
there.
what are you? They're like, what are you? Are you stupid? Are you crazy? You can't build a house in the Philippines. Like, you're not going to be able to own it. And I'm like, dude, I have a son. Like, don't you want to give
Yeah,
something back to your kids? Like, I'm not going to the Philippines to try to like necessarily profit, right? I mean, you can if
yeah,
you run a legit business and you're good to the community and you give back. But I mean, I'm not trying to go like having a kid. It's like, you know, you give it to your kid. That's
right.
what a good
It's
father would
common
do,
sense to
I
me.
think.
I mean, yeah, it's common sense. I want
Yeah.
my kid to do well while I'm gone. I don't want him to struggle because I
Yeah.
had to have a new car or I had to have some new whatever stuff I wanted. I didn't. Now, I don't want to know what depreciating assets in my name. I don't care about any of that stuff. That's what I love about the Philippines. Give me a scooter, show me where the local chicken stands are, give me a beach or a gym. I'm happy. I'm good to go. I don't need nothing else for the next 20 years. I'll be happy just being that guy who works
Yep.
out and looks after the family, that type of stuff. I'm good.
That's cool, man. That's a good attitude. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but like my son and like your daughter, like my son's already a landowner and he's going to be a homeowner. I mean, like I grew up in a middle class Caucasian family. I have like 8 brothers and sisters, but like I didn't I didn't own
Yeah.
property as a kid. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
even though he's in the Philippines, he's still like a landowner. He still owns property. So I'm like, I'm proud of that. I want my son to have that. I don't want my son to think that like, oh, because I have like a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins and all of our family and the history. They're all white Americans. They all live here. Like I'm the only one that has like a Filipino child, but I'm proud of that. That's one of the reasons too I went on YouTube was to show him, like you said, so they know, like they see us in the future, like our fathers were proud of us. They
Yeah.
they they went on publicly to talk about us. They built us houses, and
Well,
I think that's the right thing to
that's a great
do.
point. Imagine 200 years from now, the way 23andMe is now, where they can do the DNA genetics and all that stuff. There will be a history going back to you now, where a whole line came after you. Hopefully your son goes on and has kids and everything. Years from now, they'll look back and be able to, with the technology and the records that we got now, it's like they'll know how that all started. And I want my kids to see how they did it. My daughter, I mean, that's one of the best things is like, if she stays in the Philippines in the future, she's already got 7 aunts and uncles. She's got grandma and grandparents. She's already got second cousins, third cousins, different islands, and they're close. They
Yeah.
want to meet. They want to know each other. If she's the
Yeah.
lucky one who got the bigger house and bigger properties or something, she's going to get raised knowing, hey, cousins can come stay. They, aunts and uncles can come over anytime they want. I want her to have that security of family being over there. So where I
Absolutely.
don't think she'll have that here because she's so much younger than everybody else around her, it's pretty obvious the Philippines will probably be where she ends up spending a good majority of her life. So I want her to have what she needs over there, and hopefully the cousins and everybody are close to her, especially if we stick around for another 20, 30 years. I'm sure they all will be. So it just seems like a good
Yeah.
situation for her to be set up for the next decades to come.
Does your family, I want to ask you, I mean, if it's too personal, we don't have to talk about it, but I mean, like, does your family, do they understand this? Like, because I know for me, it's almost like, maybe some people, maybe some, not my family, but I just, I know the way our people are, our peers, our coworkers in America, they hear like, oh, you got a kid in the Philippines. Like, what, what I mean? It's like, WTF, what do you, they look at you weird, but they don't realize that, like, that's actually a good place to raise kids. If you think
Right.
about it, like you said, they're around family. I mean, if you have money, you can create a good housing situation. You can give them good education. Like I know in Dumaguete, there's colleges. I know my son, he has like a private tutor. He goes to private school. His mother takes him to school every single day. She's with him. He's around his grandparents. He's around his uncles and aunts. I mean, that's a lot of attention that a kid needs. You know what I mean? And like, that's a good thing. And you tell me, like, what do you know about that and sort of like the Philippine education system compared to like US?
Uh, that's a tricky one. I haven't dived into the education system yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of anti-government teaching my kid anywhere. I don't. I got to know what they're teaching. I know what they teach here, and I won't get into that one on this vlog, but we might touch that subject more. But yeah, I want
No,
to be
that's
raising
cool.
my daughter. I want to be teaching her mostly myself. The Philippines, though, I mean, yeah, I mean, I love the idea of colleges are a definite possibility. A lot of private, groups learning. I don't know if it'll be private tutorings and stuff like that, but yeah, that's the other reason why I like the Philippines. I can have professors, I can have PhDs, I can have bachelor degrees, tutoring sessions after school, at school, whether it's homeschooling or not, and she still goes to college if she likes what she's going to go for. Silliman was
Yeah.
I wanted to see where these places were, where I could live in relationship to her going to school. So the setting is right for what I'm looking for. Over the next few years, I'll learn more about the curriculums and is it a good idea? Because I don't really want her going to school if all she's going to do when she graduates go, work some basic job in the Philippines. I'm an entrepreneur. I want her to learn business management, how to run numbers, how to do math, how to buy and sell, buy and trade, marketing, those
Oh
types
yeah.
of things. If they've got that stuff in Silman, then she'll probably go into Silman. So as long as they got good business courses, then yeah, we'll probably be fine in Dumaguete.
She will. She absolutely will because you're her father and she's going to have dual citizenship and, with the right guidance. I mean,
Yeah,
did you get her dual citizenship? Did you get the
yeah.
CRBA and all that?
I got all that done right before COVID hit. So she got both
Yeah, me
passports
too.
and everything. So she's good to go. And
Oh,
she got both of them.
right before COVID. Me too. Like I got it done in like February, like 2020, dude. Like
I
right
think ours
before it
was
closed down.
January. Yeah, ours was
Yeah, yeah.
January. So
Yeah, me
it was
too, man. It's same thing. I was like, good. You know what I mean? I was really because I was in the truck, like in North Dakota in the snow, and I'm like, oh my God, the Philippines is shut down. And I just got that done. And I was like, I didn't know when I was going to be able to come back. It was just a mess. You know what I mean? I was able to go back that December, but yeah, that was a difficult time, man,
It
for
was, and
everybody.
that's where it's part of the whole thing. A lot of the guys going over there now, like, oh, it's fun, it's great. It's like I know because you're going for a specific thing at a specific time. I've been doing this. I went over there in 2018, lost a ton of money, investments. Made some money, lost some money. Emotions are up and down. Had a baby. Had my wife now pregnant within 90 days of getting to the Philippines. So then I come back home and work for a while, and I come back and it's COVID. We're right before
Wow.
COVID hits. I was there about 5 weeks before the COVID thing started taking off. So it's like the Philippines has been a rough ride so far. It ain't been all,
Yeah.
sunshine and rainbows. But like I said, I see what it is. I see what's I love about it. And it's clearly going to be a long term, net positive, so to speak. 30 more years over there, lots of friends, hanging out, exercising. I mean, I don't do that here. So, I mean, I got no friends here in Kentucky. So, it's just a different type of culture. People don't really speak, getting to know each other. Even the gym people,
No.
we all got headphones on. We don't talk. A few of
Yeah,
my
I
silver
know.
sneaker ladies do. My silver sneaker ladies, they're talkers. But anything, if you're under 50, nah, ain't nobody talking to each other at the gym.
But I wanted to ask you, what is silver sneakers? What is it? I don't understand that reference.
Oh,
What
that's
is
the
it?
old people. That's well, I hate saying old people. That's your elderly people. They get the Medicaid and Medicare people get free gym memberships. Medicare and
Oh,
Medicaid pays for it. So the silver sneaker crew is in there. So when I say the silver sneaker crew's in my gym, I mean I got a bunch of grandmas and grandpas in the gym today.
got it.
You can't be over there slamming weights and sweating and going crazy while they're around.
It's funny. Yeah, it's interesting, man, because this is actually the first. I mean, we talked a bit on the phone the other night, but this is really the first time we're actually kind of talking. But it's like, your timeline for being in the Philippines and sort of that situation is a little bit similar to mine because I first went there in late, I think December 2017, and yeah, I had a kid, and then I had a lot of obligations, a lot of work,
Right,
like a
right.
lot of work. a lot of
It's
work.
it's
And
gut
it was
wrenching,
like,
man. Yeah.
yeah, man, I went, dude, I've made 15 trips since then, like 15 trips back and forth, working, going back, working, going back. And yeah, I mean, it's like, and yeah, I've had a little bit of fun here and there, but it's like, it's we're not, I
The
guess,
work is always you gotta get that work done
well, you
too.
gotta do it. You don't have kids and just say, "Oh, I'm done, bye."
Right.
You gotta work. You gotta build houses and shit. You gotta get stuff done. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the fire. I'll
So
be honest with you because I don't want to. I won't name drop other viewers and stuff tonight, but I mean, I watch other vloggers, and they tell their ages, like, I'm 60 years old and I'm building houses or I'm doing this, and it's like, I don't want to be 60 when I start this, man. I got to get going. So there's an extra spark to get this moving faster, because
yeah,
I don't want my daughter to be 10 years old, almost a teenager before I'm kind of settled in. I want to have fun with her over there while she's still a little girl, want me to carry her everywhere. So,
yeah,
yeah, there's a definite
yeah.
fire now to speed this up and get things going. Like, if I can sell double the sheds because I sell them a little bit cheaper this year, I'm knocking the prices down. I want to sell triple the amount of sheds this year than I did last year. So I got a plan for it now versus, before I really want to do some damage in Dumaguete. So I'm motivated here in Kentucky to get the hell out. So I don't want to be here but a few more years.
We got a few comments. TextPack says, Dumaguete is where expats go to die. Would you agree with that, Jay?
That's the illusion I get from a lot of them. It's not true, but yeah, there's a definite group of people there. That's kind of what you would get from them. It's like, are you going to do anything to extend your life, or are you just going to sit around and complain all the time? So they give the illusion that's what they're all doing. But I promise you, I met so many guys out there, younger guys, younger than me, your age. They're there. They just don't vlog it. They're there doing their thing and they're having a good time, and nobody knows who they are besides the people they're meeting. So there's a lot of people there that got nothing to do with vlogging, ain't no interest in vlogging. They're enjoying Dumaguete. Dumaguete's great. Don't let
I didn't
these
go there.
the
I haven't
illusion.
been there yet. I want
I
to
know.
seriously. I'll tell you this. I want to go there based on talking to you and what I've read about it. But I mean, the only thing I've known about Dumaguete is uh, just the drama on YouTube. You know what I mean? So even for me, I mean, I'm not a stupid person. I have perspective. I get it. But it's like that's my only association is just like all this noise I've been hearing about whatever. You know what I mean? And I kind of stay out of it because I'm in a different part. I'm a little bit west, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. But I admit it has an effect. It does have an effect, like stuff
It
you
does.
hear.
And I expect over the next 2 years, while building a house and showing more things, my daughter's getting a little bit easier to take places without having to carry her as much. Dumaguete, there's a lot of guys missing out. They're not going because they think it's this, they think it's that, because that's the picture it's been painted by some other people, and they're missing out.
Yeah.
Dumaguete's great. I mean, for me, it's like, all right, I know where my health store is. Get my protein. I know where my gyms are. There's more than one. There's a few gyms I could go to there, and honestly, they're affordable. I could be a member of 3 of them there. I mean, I could be and choose a different one any day of the week, and they're all within 5 minutes of each other. I can ride a scooter everywhere I go. I can walk almost everywhere I go. The beach, the boulevard, the restaurants, the waterfront restaurants, the little hidden coffee shops. Oh, you want to get out of the city? It's 15 minutes and you're Valencia. 20 minutes, you're in Darwin. Everything that you would want is around you. You want to head over to Cebu City? Get on a flight. $50. You're in another city, in an hour and a half. It's got so much to offer. Yes, if you follow the wrong vloggers, you're probably going to be dismayed by Dumaguete, because they definitely paint a picture. It wouldn't be very pretty. But the other vloggers who are painting a better picture, they're not as interesting. They're not keeping the drama going. So you don't get interested in what they got to say. And when you follow certain vloggers who keep stirring negative emotions, then you've got a picture that's not looking very good. So yeah, there's a lot of people going there. What's that?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I cut you. Like we're foreigners, right? Like you and I, these vloggers, we're foreigners. Like this isn't our country. You know what I mean? When we talk about drama and stuff, it's like, do you personally? Because I know for me, I do. It's like, would you feel good even if you do experience drama? Like even if something doesn't go so well, like would you feel comfortable blasting something negative about a country that you're not a part of in terms of like being a citizen. Like we're foreigners. Imagine like a Mexican coming to the United States doing a vlog and then talking all this drama about Kentucky or Houston or Los Angeles. I mean,
Well,
it's
it is
like,
allowed. You're allowed to talk anything you want about America. It's just you can't talk about anybody else's country. Everybody talks bad about America. So,
I know, but that's what
but I
I'm
know
saying.
what
It's
you
like
mean.
that's the
Yeah.
status quo. But I'm asking
Yeah.
you, like, would you personally feel okay, like, with blasting some negative thing about the Philippines, being a father to a Filipino daughter and, being a part of the community? Like, wouldn't you want to represent it in a positive way?
Well, it's like I was going to say earlier. I kind of got off track there, but I got a daughter who's Asian. I mean, the Philippines is my home. I feel just the same way about the Philippines as I do about Kentucky. Once I had a daughter there, it all changes. You talk about the Philippines, it's personal to me now. I take that as a real insult. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I get really fired up about it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to let you get to me. Honestly, if you were doing that, why would I even be talking to you in the first place? It wouldn't even make sense to me. What? Because those people are out there. I don't really even associate with those kind of people. So I wouldn't expect to really have that in front of me unless I'm on a live stream or somebody's trying to goad me into something. But being over there, I saw no drama. I saw no drama. I was there for 10 weeks. I had no drama. I saw no drama. There wasn't almost drama. There was no drama. And in fact, nobody spoke of the Dumaguete drama. So that's all just the illusion of YouTube. In real
Yeah.
life, it's just a couple old dudes over there running circles and on YouTube channels, running the same stuff over and over. That's all it is a bunch of senior citizens running their mouth. Because in real life, in 10 weeks, I saw nothing. I saw
Yeah. I
nothing.
mean, I would imagine so. I mean, but
Yeah.
again, we're talking about perspective, right? I mean, we can't deny the fact that, like, you know, people see stuff. It's like whether it's 300 views, 1,000 views, 20,000 views. I mean, those are people, man. And like
Mhm.
people are watching and listening. You know what I mean?
They are
And it's just
watching.
like, can you imagine though? Imagine a Mexican or a South American going to like a place and imagine the us Americans' reaction would be to them coming here, like to the US, for instance, starting drama and like a foreigner, not a citizen. Like we'd be like we'd be like, get the F out. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
the Filipinos
yeah.
won't do that because they're nice people. They're so
They are.
welcoming. They won't tell us to fuck off. But like we would as Americans. And it
I would
blows my
be.
mind like how we
Yeah.
would go to these foreign countries and like it's just like you would never do that. You know what I mean?
I'd be ashamed of like because my own self would know. It's like I'm that guy that nobody really likes. I don't want to be that guy on purpose, especially because I can't run my mouth the right way. So, yeah, going to the Philippines, man. There's too much good there. There's too much good you can do. If you're going negative, it's like why did you choose that path? I mean, there's so much positive there. Families are amazing. Yeah, everybody knows the obvious stuff. Do something to help it instead of talking about it. Go feed a few people today instead of
Absolutely.
bitching and complaining about it.
I
Yeah.
agree. And it's like if something negative, you have a negative experience, to me it's like be a man, like keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? Like why do you
Yeah.
have to tell the world about it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like for
Yeah.
clicks? I mean for effing clicks? Like dude, come on.
Hard up for money. I'll be honest. I've been watching a lot of those guys over there when they first started. I mean, I watched them at the beginning of their their runs and stuff before COVID and stuff, and they were broke. They had to YouTube. They were hoping to make $20 off of videos just so they could survive. So yeah, they had to. And
Look,
then you
I don't mean to
start
sound
making your
look,
20. Now you want
I
40. Huh?
look, I don't sorry to cut you off. It's like I don't mean to
No, you're
sound
good,
like a
man.
prick. I'm just and I don't mean to be like insensitive, okay? It's like I got empathy, like, especially for these guys, like, you're in your 60s, 70s, whatever. And people that pass, stuff happens. It's like if you're to the point to where you are dependent on like YouTube for actual income, I got a lot of empathy for that. I mean, that's hard to do. Okay. It's like my heart goes out to some of those guys because, like, and a lot of these guys, they're not bad guys. I don't think so. I think some of them just, they get desperate. They get to the point, like you said, like they need $20, maybe. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, and drama sells sometimes. You run out of material. I mean, I know that. I throw material out there sometimes, and it's like I don't. Some of it is good, some of it's not, and it's like, well, you got to keep making material. It's the world's hard, man. So I don't mean to be so insensitive when I'm critical about that kind of stuff, but it's a
Well,
hard
I look
position
at
to be in.
for a lot of these
Yeah.
guys, this is their last run. They're at the end. I try not to get too much because really, I mean, when you see some of these guys, it's like, this is their last run at this stuff. So they're not going to be doing too much damage. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
doing a little entertainment is how I look at it. I don't try to let it affect me, but I
And
don't
they're
watch it anymore, so
harmless.
I don't really know anything's going on.
And they're harmless, you know what I mean? Even the trolls are
They're
harmless, like
very
these
harmful.
internet tough
That's
guys and
I
stuff. It's
promise.
like, I mean, yeah, they're harmless, you know.
When you see them in person,
I
you
mean,
realize how harmless they are. Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, man, it's interesting though. And I like a lot of these guys. I do. Like I find them endearing. I don't watch a lot of YouTube. Like I started watching yours because somebody told me they were like, "Oh, there's this guy named Jay, and he's into exercise. You might like him." I turned on your channel, and I see this white man in Negros with like a tank top on, showing off his deltoids. I'm like, "Who the f is this guy?" I was like,
right.
"Who does he think he is?" I thought I was the biggest guy here. You know what I mean? And then I started watching the videos. I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Look, he's a family guy. He's not trying to do clickbait. He's not talking about sleazy stuff. He's got a daughter. The guy's an honest guy. He seems like a nice guy." I was like, "Oh shit, I got to be friends with
Darn
him."
it, man. Hey, you ain't seen my Angeles City highlights? You ain't seen my sneaking the camera in the club highlights yet? I'm
No, did you
joking.
do that?
I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
That's-
I ain't never been to
yeah, so
Angeles City.
I was like, I gotta watch this guy, man. I was like, man, Jay's cool, man. He's a father. He's trying to do the
That's,
right thing.
that's what I
It's
chose
like,
to get, man. I don't want to bounce around anymore. It's like, I don't want to be 55, then pick something. It's like, no, Dumaguete's home. If I literally end up hating it, then I guess we'll go somewhere else in the Philippines. But I don't want to spend the next few years picking something out. Dumaguete's it. Let's build here. Let's figure it out. And that's just how it is. I love it there. Honestly, if you showed up for a week with me, just knowing some of the things that you like already, it's like, okay, just boom, boom, boom. You can get to everything so quick and easy there. That's what I love about it. Then you've got your resting spots there at the boulevard if you want. Um, and my daughter can do everything with me there. There's nothing like she can't go with me. Like, especially now, because she's just a little bit, she's even better now than she was 3 months ago. I mean, I don't have to carry her quite as much even since then. But I'm just thinking about everything. And, in a couple of years, she can go everywhere with me. When I get up and I'm going to the beach. I'm going to go run. Let's go. She's going to go with me. She's going to be on the back of my scooter or our car or whatever we got. I'm going to go get, food. She's going to go with me. Where here, I wouldn't do that with her because it's 30 minutes to get somewhere. It's in the car seats, and all that stuff. In Philippines, boom, 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 boom. Just everything is right around there if you're in the city. So, I mean, I can't wait for it to be a full-time gig over there because me and my daughter will be together probably all the time.
it sounds like a great place, man. I mean, like I said, the only thing I heard about Dumaguete was all the drama from whatever vloggers were doing. But I mean, from what I've read about it and from what you've told me, I mean, I kind of want to move there right now myself. It sounds like a cool place. I want to
Honestly,
go there.
I mean, almost everything the negative that revolves around coffee shop people. That's coffee shop. That
Yeah.
ain't the boulevard stuff. That ain't the restaurant stuff. I mean, it's literally a coffee group guys, and they're just guys interviewing each other. In real life, that is nothing like going on out. I mean, it's not because of some big thing that happened over here or there. Out there, everything. Filipinos run that town. I mean, it's their town. I mean, you have to
Yes,
go out of your
of
way to
course.
find these expats. I mean, these expats are not everywhere. They're huddled up like little congregations in their little safety
Yes,
spots.
that's what
My
I've been
little coffee
saying.
shop over here, my little coffee shop over there. But they get in their cars or their taxis or pedicabs, and you don't see them. I mean, a lot of these guys, they can't walk in the boulevard very much. It's too hot. They're not in shape enough to do a lot of this stuff. So they sit
Yeah,
in
no doubt.
congregations and groups. That's
Absolutely.
what one guy said there on
Absolutely.
your thing. They go over there to die. Yeah, I mean, not very many people go over there and exercise. Now there's a few. I talked with a few of them. We kind of give each other the nods. They know what we're doing. We're trying to extend our life over there, not just get over there and watch it fade away.
Absolutely, man. But what you just said about you said something interesting about expats congregating,
Hmm.
and we're talking about this social media stuff. And one of the themes of like my channel, hopefully, has been providing some perspective of kind of from the outside because I'm not really in that Dumaguete scene. Like I'm in La Carlota City in south of Bacolod, and there's not a lot of expats there. It's a small Filipino town type of thing. It's not really a tourist place for reasons, probably because there's no beaches there or anything like that. But um, man, I just lost my train of thought, dude. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, well,
Forgot
that's the whole thing
what it
about coming
was.
back to Dumaguete. There'll be a time where you want to come down there. You'll like it. I
No,
know
I
you'll
want to
like it.
go. But what I
Yeah,
was saying is what you were saying about congregating.
yeah.
So my point, one of my points was kind of from the outside observing expats on this channel and stuff is like, um, it's really interesting because I feel like stuff that's really been exaggerated, not just in Dumaguete, but like stuff about age gap relationships. And it's something I don't talk about it a lot. What but I've talked about it in videos maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times, and I'm talking about it right now, is that like, extreme age gaps, obviously they happen, and the Filipinos tolerate that kind of stuff, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is accepted as normal for, say, like a 70-year-old to be with a 20-year-old as like a normal practice in the culture, because the fact is it's not. There's 100+ million people in the Philippines. It's a country. It has like um, small provinces. They're very traditional. There's obviously big cities, and there's places like Angeles City and Makati and Dumaguete where we're hearing all of this stuff. And this is where they're congregating, a lot of these vloggers and expats. And I feel like they're, through the social media airwaves, kind of painting these images of the Philippines, which is fine. Like that's all good. But we have to also remember the context. We have to also remember to provide a little bit of, well, context, like I said, because the fact is, like those extreme age gaps, while they're tolerated and they happen, it's not normal in the sense that you see it all throughout the Philippines. They congregate in certain places. And when you
They
see it,
congregate
it's
where the expats congregate. There's a big
yes,
concentration of expats there, and the expats go there knowing that. That's why Dumaguete's not like, it's a has been, or Dumaguete's just going to keep growing because, one, you got a lot of bloggers talking about it, and for every negative there'll be triple the positive. So, especially once you go there, if you go there for a week, you're highly likely to want to go back. So,
yeah,
but the
yeah,
age
yeah.
gap, I can tell you just from being on the boulevard at night. I mean, there's a lot of young girls walking the boulevard in dresses and nice outfits, not like streetwalkers, just nice, clean, like they just got out of church. They look nice. They fix their hair up. They got makeup on, and they're walking alone or they're walking with a friend. They want to meet someone. And I've watched them talk to everything under the sun, old, younger, it didn't matter. They're looking for something to happen. They're looking for change. So it's
Sure.
that's a long topic. I mean, you could do a whole live stream on just that because
Right.
if you're a 65-year-old expat over there and you're just over there, you don't know what really Philippines is about yet. You go walking at night, you've had some dinner, you're out on the boulevard walking, and some beautiful girl walks up to you and smiles. Do you stop and talk? Do you walk by her? The 65-year-old guy's probably going to smile back and say hi. Next thing you know, they want to go have dinner. So now
This
you've got a
is fine.
65-year-old with a 20. He finds out later on she's 21. But in the
Well,
Philippines, that girl could have been 30. You wouldn't know because a lot of Filipinos, they don't age like what we're used to. Like, you could be 21
sure.
or you could be 30 in the Philippines and still look similar. So yeah, I saw a lot of guys meeting girls for the first time and, they seem to be happy. What happens with it, who knows? But I saw it.
I mean,
I mean,
there's
I
nothing.
watched it a lot.
You would agree. There's nothing. I mean, it's not for us. There's nothing wrong with age gaps, right? And there's not. I mean, there's nothing. Who are we to say who's in love? I mean, age gaps is like whatever. You know what I mean? It's like two consenting adults. If they're in love, they're in love. But the problem The problem with promoting it as normal is, because I know, this country, the Philippines, does not always attract the best expats. And the problem is when
Right.
you're blasting stuff on social media and saying stuff is normal, what can potentially happen is you're drawing the degenerate guy that just got out on parole, and he's like, well, the Filipinos are cool. They don't care about age. What's the difference between a 20-year-old and like a 13-year-old? And that's the problem with
Yeah. Well, that
misrepresenting.
guy there, that guy that you're describing, though, he ain't going to listen to reason. You're not going to wake him up. You're not going to educate him. He's not going to change. But most people understand who he is when you see him. So it's one of those
Yeah,
things. There's other battles to fight.
it's up to us. But it's up to
Huh?
us vloggers not to paint the incorrect information. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't touched that topic yet. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to over the next couple of years after about 400 videos
Okay,
we put out. I'm sure I'll have those videos. Uh, I want to get more information before I start diving down in that little rabbit hole. I mean, because yeah, you could off the
it's
top
a
of my
general
head, I
vibe.
wouldn't want to.
It's just a
Huh?
general vibe. I mean, the information is like you see thousands and thousands of views where people are saying stuff that's normal that technically is not normal. And I'm just like, I'm looking at it going, well, hold on a second. That's not normal in the
Normal
sense
and
that it's every
common,
other name.
common and normal. I don't know if I call it normal, but it's common. Is that the same? I don't know. I wouldn't call it normal. I don't think there's any
It,
21-year-old out there who's trying
it's
to find that
it's common.
extreme age.
Yeah, it's common in a certain subpopulation of expats that, like you said, congregate in certain parts and present
Yeah.
it because they want their support groups. They want people to pat them on the back and say, "Oh yeah, that's normal. Everybody's doing it over here." And I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying there's
Right.
danger in misrepresenting that. You
Yeah.
know damn well you've seen creeps probably at some point in the
Oh,
Philippines.
I've seen creeps. I've stared off a few creeps. And
Good for
yeah,
you.
I think a lot of those guys are trying to get validation for what they're doing, is what it is. It's
Validate.
not so much
Thank you.
they need validated that it's okay that they're doing something. If I felt
Yes.
fine with something, I wouldn't need you to tell me it's okay. I just
Thank
wouldn't be
you.
speaking about it. The fact you're speaking about it and having to talk about it, you're looking for the validation for what you're doing. So if you know you was doing something right, I wouldn't need you to tell me I'm doing something right. I'd be just fine with it. So yes, when you make
Thank you.
videos about it and stuff, then yeah, you kind of already know something's wrong.
There you go. Thank you. I'm glad you said it that way. That was cool. All right, we'll move on to the next topic. Hold on a second. What do we got next? Um, well, let's stay positive. I mean, so we talk about positive stuff. What do we got? What do we got? Well, let me ask you, where else have you been personally in the Philippines? Like, have you visited other places? But I mean, I know you're busy because you got
Cebu.
a family. It's hard to get around and travel with the kids. But
Yeah, I got a nice little video of me and the wife, daughter meeting the family for the first time over in Bilorin. On the other side of Cebu. About about an hour and a half ferry ride over there. Been to Manila a few times. Been to Thailand once on a visa run. I was actually a newbie when it came to that. I went to Pattaya for a week. Had no idea what Pattaya was. Didn't know what type of town or anything. I didn't know actually what it was finally until my last day there. Then I kind of learned what kind of town that was. But uh, yeah, I haven't been that many places. Honestly, I plan to spend the rest of my life just getting on ferries and taking my scooter or motorcycle on all these islands around the Philippines because I figure it'll take me 20
yeah,
plus years to learn them all. I mean, even if you go to
there's
one or two
7,000
islands every 2 months.
islands.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take the
7,000
rest of my life to
islands,
learn
man.
these. Why
Yeah,
jump on airplanes when I can just I can stay right here in the Philippines and hit it all. So it's like,
absolutely, man.
that's the beauty of it all. I don't have to go to other Southeast Asian countries. I got it all right here in the Philippines.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm a beach freak, dude. I love the beach. I
Yeah.
really do. I'm much more normal. I'm at peace. I love to swim. I do. I go out. I'll swim for like 2 hours a day when I go to the beach. I go to Sapale a lot. It's in
Yeah.
Sugar Beach down in the southern west part of Negros. Very nice spot. But like Palawan, dude, like El Nido. I mean, it's a whole other like stratosphere of like exotic beaches, dude. It's like amazing. It's like really
I'm
nice.
hoping to get there soon. Yeah, that's
Yeah, you should. If
Corona,
you like being in the
Palawan, El
snow there,
Nido,
dude. Yeah, you won't be
Boracay. Yeah, we want to
disappointed.
hit all that.
Yeah,
Now that I think the
very
next time
nice.
we're over there, Kiri, the baby will be old enough to hit those places next time we go.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's hard traveling with kids, isn't it?
Man,
It's
it's
really hard.
yeah, yeah. She's really new to all that stuff, at her age, and she just gets worn out real quick. So, and we took way too much luggage. If I had a backpack and a baby, it'd be fine. But it wasn't just a baby and a backpack; it was a lot more stuff plus the baby. So, it got to be really difficult.
So what do we got in the live stream? I missed some of the comments because we were going off talking to each other. Let's see
Yeah, I
what we
can't see any of
got.
the comments, or I tell you.
There's
So,
there's not there's not tons. We got some. Let's see. The USER didn't pay a dime. Never got a bill. Expat said I went to the USER, didn't pay a dime, never got a bill. You never got a bill. Well, that's you must have gave them a fake ID because they'll definitely bill you.
well, I'll be honest. I was down in Fort Lauderdale in '08. I shaved a lot, gym guy shaving his arms and chest and stuff, living in Fort Lauderdale on the beach. I got
You
MRSA. I
weren't
got an
shaving
ingrown.
your chest yet? You shaved your chest and
Oh,
arms.
yeah.
You,
Oh,
you
everything. Everything.
were you performing in
100.
a bodybuilding competition? Why did you need to do that?
Man, that's the girls really liked it in Fort Lauderdale. I'll be honest. In Fort Lauderdale, that was the thing. But I got MRSA. I ended up going to the hospital because I got an infection in my arm from shaving. One of the hairs couldn't get back out. Ended up getting infected. I didn't know what it was. Figured it would go away. And I waited really long. I ended up having a $20,000 vancomycin bill. I was in the hospital for 7 days on vancomycin, and they never sent me a bill at all for that. I don't know if they just assumed I couldn't pay it. They didn't chase me down. Never heard from them again. But my bill was $19,000 for antibiotic treatment for a week.
Fuck.
Never heard from. I mean, it was luck. I mean, believe me, I had no idea they was never going to pursue it. But
Wow.
I just assumed. I don't know what it was. They just wrote it off, or just assumed I couldn't pay that kind of money because I didn't. They didn't ask me for insurance or nothing. They just had my name, and they saw the condition I came in. They saw my arm. They sent me right up to the emergency room and at the hospital and got me hooked up to antibiotics right away. And yeah, I was in there for a week getting blood draws, just checking my levels, and 7 straight days of that, 20 grand almost, and I never heard from them.
For an ingrown hair from you shaving your
Well,
arms in Fort Lauderdale.
well, you in the shower on this thing, and actually back then there was a time I remember hearing about the Miami Dolphins. A lot of the players getting staph infections and MRSA and stuff, and that's the exact same thing I was doing. I was shaving, putting the razor down on the side of the bathtub, and shave again, and yeah, a couple of the hairs couldn't get back out. They got ingrown, and next thing you know, you got a red bump, and you just wait for it to go away. You scratch it, play with it. You think it's just going to stop like a pimple. Then it gets bigger than a pimple. Then it just got bigger. And 3 weeks later, I couldn't move my arm. And, I didn't know what cellulitis was at the time, but they said it was really close to my heart. So they was like, get to the ER now. I mean, I went to a nurse practitioner at a Walmart, and she about freaked out. She's like, you got to go to the hospital now. And
Wow.
I wasn't in the hospital for 5 minutes before they had me, hooked up. They was like, you're in bad shape. I didn't know I was in bad shape, but I didn't know what
Wow.
MRSA was at the time. So yeah, I learned the hard way
Wow.
what that was about.
Wow. Sorry to hear
Yeah.
that. That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's
It was,
crazy.
it was interesting.
Well, it is
Yeah.
interesting because, like, you're a pretty like bulking, healthy dude. I'm a pretty like in shape dude myself. It's amazing how like little things can like throw your game off.
Oh,
Shit.
and she said another day of that, I probably would have died. Yeah. It was close to my heart, she said. So, uh, yeah, I mean, you ain't going to live on this planet, doing what we do and not have a few close calls along the way.
That's crazy, man. Oh, I'm glad you got better from that. That's good.
Yeah, I was happy with that. I was happy I didn't get a bill. So,
Yeah, the health insurance stuff's crazy, dude. The hospital bills are crazy in this country. So what are your future plans, man? Let me get this. What are your
I think
like?
we're going to knock out 5 months. Okay. we're probably going to get busy here starting this week, probably tomorrow morning. I'll hit the gym around 7, get back here. We're going to start working on the barn, getting things cleaned up, getting the lumber reorganized, and do inventory, check on everything. And I think we're going to do about 5 months. And we're probably going to try to get back to the Philippines and get our first property in late July, August range. Was it March, April, May, June, July? Yeah, I'm going to try back definitely at the latest August. We're probably try to spend 5 weeks, August, September, lock down a property, see if we can meet somebody, start getting some plans together on a potential house. I don't know if we'll start anything, but as long as we get the property and feel confident we can get everything done while we're over there, we'll probably come over there and go ahead and get our first property this summer, July, August.
Are you going to build it, or are you guys going to buy something?
No, I think I kind of changed my mind on that. I was going to probably end up just buying a first house just because it's so complicated. But with the YouTubing, I mean, there's probably no better way to grow the YouTube channel faster than talking about a house build, the headaches of it all. I mean, if you're going to YouTube and try to grow it, but you might as well be on there doing some house building, because that's going to bring some attention. How much you're paying for everything. I want to be a part of it. I want my daughter to see it. I don't want to go ahead and buy the first one. After all, I really did think it'd be a better idea to spend, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on the first house than just work on your second one, maybe sell the first one. But I want to build this first one pretty bad. So we'll figure it out. We'll get over there 4 or 5 weeks, get our first property, get some insight from a couple of people we've already met, meet some of the architects, engineers, see what they think, time frames. And then we'll probably, I would imagine, come back, not do anything on this trip as far as building, but we'd get some pretty definitive ideas on what we want. Come back home, finish out our season, probably around January, be done. Then possibly coming back for February to break ground or something. If we can get things organized, if it's possible, head back for February, because 2025, it's hard to say right now, but I definitely want to spend more than a couple months in the Philippines in 2025. I really want to spend 4 or 5, 6 months over there in 2025, at least get the house built. So that's why getting this first property is very important. We got to get over there and get the property, because I ain't going to do nothing without that part. So we can lock down a property, then really the game kind of opens up a whole lot.
If you don't mind me asking, how long were you there last time on the last trip?
10 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got there. Yeah, we were there. We left here late November. We got over in the Philippines like December 2nd or something like that. Then we didn't leave until February 13th.
You grew your channel that much in 10 weeks? Look at you.
Dumaguete. Well, that's Dumaguete, man. I knew it. I was surprised we didn't get to 10,000. When you're Dumaguete, I thought we'd have more trolls. The trolls would have brought out more attention. They would have talked about you more. Even if it's a negative, people would have found out who you are because they're talking about you. I ain't got no channels, having a whole live stream talking about me yet. But that's how those channels grow, man. I mean, some of these other guys who got these negative channels, they grow from all that negative crap.
I don't think you need to engage that. I don't think you need to engage.
Oh, I'm not engaging it. Wake up one day and you find out somebody did a whole live stream about Captain Trucker and see how you feel.
All right. Well, thanks for saying that.
I know.
Correct.
It'll happen, man. You keep vlogging, somebody's going to do a live stream on you one day. It's just a matter of time who finds an angle.
What does that mean, right? What does that mean? It's like, well, I mean, some good. Yeah. What does that mean, right? You know what I mean?
Well, here's what it is. If you've got a channel,
I'll tell you this. I will not talk about anybody. Okay. But I mean, if somebody is going to say like they do something like that to you, like, unfortunately, you would have to respond with something. But I want to say this. I do want to say this. I want to say this. This is important. Because I've talked to other of these heavyweight vloggers out there, and I talked to a few of them. I mean, I've got good relationships. I talk to them. We're just on a private, friendly level, and it's like, people don't know who people know. And you got to remember that, like, when you are willing to put yourself out there publicly, whoever these people are, like these ones, you don't know whatever special interest or watching them, who's supporting them, who's giving them money. You got to, like, remember that it's like, be delicate, just be cool. It's like, and whatever trolls, they can talk a big game. It's fine. You know what I mean? Internet tough guy stuff, but it's like, you know what I mean? So
Well, I mean, when you get channels, I mean, I see some of them doing it, and that's their whole channel. It's just live stream negative stuff. They talk about the other vlogger. That's literally the channel. They, you know, like it's the news of the day. So let's talk about this channel over here because they did this video here. What do y'all think? And they sit there for 2 hours and talk about that guy. But when they make videos, they don't
they
have anything. You know,
they're
so
it's
it's going to
paparazzi.
happen.
It's paparazzi. That's what the paparazzi does. It's
Right.
like there's nothing to
So
talk about but other people.
right.
I don't,
And we're
you know,
new. So
whatever.
I'm thinking about where we're at in 18 months. Where are we at in 24 months? You know, I'd be really surprised if you keep vlogging, you're not at 50,000 subscribers or more. And, you know, in 2 years from now, I mean, your name
Oh,
could be just,
Captain Trucker, you know, Captain Trucker, he's such a hypocrite. He's so judgmental, you know. He's a nice guy. He's just
yeah,
got too many opinions. He's kind of a prick, you know.
right.
I don't know what. Well, why is he the captain of the Philippines? And this guy Jay, oh, is he really a family man? I don't know. He's kind of sketchy.
Right.
You know, it's bullshit. It's
I can't believe I
bullshit.
don't hear any of the steroid stuff. And oh, he thinks this, he thinks that. I haven't even had a troll say that stuff yet. I've had a couple
Right,
comments,
like
but
it's
nothing
like
about what I would expect.
I don't. I mean, I don't know, man. I think some of these guys engage it. I think some of them are in cahoots, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
They are.
I don't know.
They are. I mean, they got to have content too. I mean, they got limited angles of keep talking about the same stuff because they're not really doing anything. They're just sitting around areas doing the same thing. So they got to come up with some type of things to talk about. But I
Listen,
don't get caught up in any of that
I
stuff.
don't,
I don't even know
listen,
anything.
I, I do not want to fight with people. Okay. I know you don't either. Like, that's not my goal is to fight with people. I don't
Yeah.
want to, you know, it's like, fuck that,
Yeah.
you know,
Bad
no,
language.
no, thank you. You know, it's like, I'm not into it. Like, but it's all good, man. Someone talks about you, talk
That
away.
just means your channel's growing. If they're talking about you, hey, well, a couple people say, man, if nobody's talking about you, then your channel probably isn't doing very well yet. You know, because when it's doing well, there's no way you're not going to bring out that percentage of people who do that stuff. So, you know,
Well,
when that starts
listen,
happening, just realize your channel's probably working.
I have no intentions of talking about people. I would assume you don't either. I don't think you do, right? Do you? Is that your goal to go talk
I
about
don't
other
listen. I
people?
mean, now the couple people I would talk about, it'd be positive. I got a couple bloggers down in Dumaguete I like. I mean, I'd like to think we're friends at this point.
Yeah,
We'll find out.
me
But I
too.
mean, yeah, I've only met a few, and you know, the one that I talked to more than once. I mean, yeah, I mean, I consider him a friend and his wife. So I mean, I don't have anything negative to say about any vlogger. Long as I mean, honestly, the only thing that would trigger me if I was going to get triggered was when you talk about the Philippines on purpose to make it look bad. You know, a lot of the guys when
Yes.
they're leaving with their tail tucked between their legs, you know, they're leaving. They don't care what anybody thinks, so they'll probably say some stuff. But they're doing it for their friend's YouTube channel. They're not doing it on their own channel very much. But if you've left the Philippines and you're not going back, but yet you're making videos talking about the Philippines, you're probably just jealous, or you couldn't stay, or it didn't work out for you because you didn't do things right. But I don't know why anybody like. I didn't care for Thailand. It was okay. I might love it. I only been there once though, so I couldn't be honest about like I love it or hate it. I mean, I don't have a either way feeling with Thailand because I only went to one spot. So what do I know about Thailand? And a lot of people literally came to the Philippines, went to Cebu City, or they went to Dumaguete and left. It's like, what do you know about Philippines? You went to one city for 2 weeks. You don't know nothing about the Philippines.
Right.
You got to spend time there.
Yeah.
You got to
Right.
pay some bills there for a while. You know,
Well, they call
2 week
that that's the
vacation.
vacation vloggers. You know,
Yeah.
that's the vacation vloggers type of situation. We want
I
to
learned
see
more in this
complete
last 10 weeks than
quality
I knew
care.
about the Philippines in the last 4 years.
Oh, that's funny, man. Well, yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Sorry.
What is that question there? You got to, what do you dislike about the vlogging journey in the Philippines? Is
Well,
it
we're kind of
new one?
talking about that. That's sort of what we're talking
Oh, okay.
about. I mean, it's like, well, yeah. Let me.
Wait.
Is there anything specific you dislike about it so far?
Oh, there's nothing I dislike about it. Well, other than the fact I don't think I'm even putting out the content I really want to put out yet. I mean,
Really?
I'm just practicing with the camera, getting used to editing with the wife, trying to get our brains synced so I can say what I want and she kind of matches it up with what I actually want to see. And it's kind of been that way a little bit here and there, but I'm imagining 6 months from now, we'll be really good at this. And my vision of what I'm saying will probably come across better, and I'll say it better than I'm driving in a vehicle and I'm rambling real quick and watching traffic at the same time. But yeah, I haven't really made videos yet. I mean, it's been 12 weeks, and I didn't even do it half the time I was there. So I'm imagining we're both going to get better at this. I'm going to say what I really want to say. I'm going to definitely be more, Philippine promotional type, because I love it there. It's my home. Why would I couldn't honestly go through all the trouble it takes to live in the Philippines if I didn't love it. It's like,
Yeah,
it's way too much
I
work to
agree.
go to the Philippines if you don't love the Philippines. You can't fake
Absolutely.
traveling all the way over there and everything you got to go through to make it work and really not like it. I mean, no, I just stay right here where I'm at, where it's comfortable. But I love the Philippines. I love the Filipinos. I know that I'm going to end up meeting. The facial recognition, I started recognizing faces better the more I was over there, doing the same things. You get in routines. They appreciate you. They look at you differently because they realize you're not just somebody who's coming and going. They say hi to you.
Yeah,
I'd say they said hi to me more than I said hi to them. I try not to bother them a lot of times, if they're just sitting around and stuff, but they look at me and stop me. I have headphones on. They still waved at me to stop like they wanted to talk. So
yeah,
I'm sitting there thinking 10 years from now, I'm going to have 50, 100, who knows how many more friends that are Filipino in the Philippines that we actually sit around and talk. I don't know who my best friends
absolutely,
in the Philippines are. I don't know if they'll be Westerners or they'll be Filipinos. They might be both.
absolutely.
So I
Yeah,
look forward
man,
to that part
that's
a lot.
cool.
I know I'm going to
That's
meet
cool,
more
man.
people through vlogging. I mean, it's clear as the sun's going to come up tomorrow. I mean, you're going to meet more people through vlogging that you would never meet without it. So, yeah, I got to vlog. It's just there's too many connections. I know eventually people are going to want to connect with possible business ideas, possible how much does it cost to build a house? Jay, I'd love to see what you just did on your last house. How much did it cost? Can I pick your brain? Can I buy you lunch? I'd love to know what this stuff is. Like, sure, let's go have lunch. That type of thing. Those things ain't going to happen if you ain't vlogging. So I mean, yeah, I like the vlogging. It just ain't quite where I want it to be yet. But I'm definitely no regrets. It's all positive for the most part. And I look forward to the next year where it'll probably be easy.
Dude, you're on your way, bro. I mean, listen, with the growth you've had, with your style of just, what you do, you talk about real stuff. I hope you go more in depth, like you said. I hope you start talking about more in depth about what you want to talk about. But I mean,
Yeah.
with the family, with the intentions of what you're doing. I mean, the editing your wife's doing it's spot on, like professional. I mean, it's like your thing's gonna grow, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna surpass mine soon. I still think my channel's better, by the way. No, I'm just joking. But I mean, saying like
Oh, I know it is without a doubt.
no, I mean you're gonna grow fast, dude. Like you're gonna have the 50,000, 100,000 subscribers. I see it. I feel it. I'll be happy with like 20,000 subscribers. I'll be good with that. You know what I mean? Honestly, like I'm not saying this, like I'm not even sure. Like, I mean, what would I mean, think about it. Like, because I like to talk to the people, like you said, like actually meet people, talk to them, engage with the people that watch you. I mean, can you really do that with 50, 100,000 subscribers? I mean, you
But here's
start
what's
getting
going to
those
happen.
kind of killer responses.
Here's what's going to happen. Here's why I stuck with Philip. This is why I stuck with Dumaguete. This is why I don't want to bounce around and start doing Dumaguete or Elo. Which one's better? I'm not doing any of that stuff. That doesn't interest me. Now, I might like some other
Yeah.
place, but it's not a versus anything. By staying in Dumaguete, I know I've already met them, and it's obviously going to grow and get way more than it is now. There's a group of guys there, whatever percentage I couldn't probably throw on it yet, but there's a group of guys there. They need you. They need to know that they can reach out, say hi to you. They need to know that they can, like, man, Jason's got an email here. He'll answer my questions because he answers all his, responses on his channel. I mean, I think I've responded to everything on my every video. To know that they can
Yeah.
reach out and talk to you and get some help, support. Man, Jay, I'm about to leave. I don't think I like it here. Man, what am I doing wrong? It's like, dude, well, you're doing wrong because you're in a hotel in the middle of the city. Get out of the hotel. Go here. Let's do this. Where are you eating at? Oh, you're eating at the most expensive restaurants in the city. I mean, there's a strategy to go to the Philippines. If you go to the wrong spot, you're probably one of the guys in a few weeks talking about how you didn't like it. It's very much your plan. If you don't have a plan, it's just it's flip a coin. You could easily go to the Philippines and not like it one bit. Way too much work, too much craziness. You're not ready for it because you didn't know what to really expect and you had no thorough plan. But there's always a group of guys over there that need a buddy. They need a friend. They need somebody they can actually reach out to and know that, hey man, can I get you a coffee? I'd love to talk to you for a little bit. Man, that'd be fun to be that. That'll be fun to be that guy, especially if you're in Dumaguete.
Yeah. You gotta have it. You gotta have friends. I mean, like even, because like we were talking about this before a little bit, the psychology of like some expats is they kind of want to, some of these travelers and people, they kind of want to get away from their home culture. They want to get away from everything. They want to live in an exotic place. They want to be the king of the island, the king on the hill. They don't want to
There's a
even
lot of
necessarily
that.
see. Yeah, I mean, but that's natural in a way, maybe like in that kind of dynamic. But it's like you were saying, and I've said this too, is like in reality, like you got to have friends. Like you got to have friends of your own kind, so to speak, like your own nationality from your own country. And like I was saying too, like I mean, I've been critical of expats on my channel, but I'm not like anti-expats. Like Captain Trucker will be I'm case by case. You know what I mean? Like I'll be friends with anybody. It doesn't matter, but I'm not going to
Right.
like go out of my way necessarily to be friends with an expat. But like I said, I saw your channel. I saw you were a family man. I saw the way you were showing the Philippines. I was like, this guy, he's cool. Like, good, and I appreciate that you're doing that in Dumaguete as well.
Yeah.
Consider it as
I'll defend
reputation. You know what I
Dumaguete.
mean?
If people come out there literally trying to trash it, like in the comment section, I don't care about comment section, but if there's videos literally going out there to hurt the area, I definitely rebut that. I'll definitely come back swinging about, and say something in the defense of it. Especially if they're if it's something big. If it's a small channel, I don't really care about that stuff. But yeah, I take it personal. I love Dumaguete. It is home. It's new home, but it's home. The guys there, there's guys there every single day on the boulevard just looking for someone to say hi to them. And I don't mean girl, I mean guys. Somebody that, hey, you knew, man, where are you from? They want to talk. They want to tell you they're from Oklahoma. They want to tell you they're from California. They can't wait for somebody to talk to them. And some of those guys may not, they may not bump into somebody, so they might not stick around very long. But yeah, there's definite ways to make a lot of good friends there. I can see it really being enjoyable on a regular basis. You're probably going to have new people, get-togethers, pool parties. Let's go. If everybody wants to meet up groups, Friday night, let's go to this restaurant tonight and have drinks or eat or whatever. But I see Trace there. Chase, come to my Trace, come to my channel this week. I'll be building a chicken coop, probably a 6x16 chicken coop with a run attached. Big chicken coop. Big chicken coop. Yeah, I got to make a new one this year. I'm going to be making probably 3 or 4 different models. All of them are going to be big. None of them are little. They're all need a machine to move them. I didn't see that last comment, but yeah. If Trace comes to my channel, I'll definitely be showing her.
I don't know. Did we talk about this already? I don't remember actually. Did we talk about this yet? Or did we kind of?
No, we haven't talked about it. Show beautiful Filipinas for clicks.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's an easy answer.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I know it should be. Because you're not doing that. I'm not doing that. I hope you don't do that.
Well, am I going to show a girl?
Recently. I saw the thumbnail recently, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't think that's really like the theme of your channel.
I'm not going like. It's what type of thumbnail of a Filipina? Like putting a girl on there. Hey, that's what's going to come to the country. You're going to get guys to come there. Then they fall in love. They have babies. They build houses. They buy groceries. They keep the grocery stores good. They buy chicken, banana Q. They buy cars, and they leave it all to the woman most of the time. So. I don't know if it's a bad thing. Now, if I'm putting, Angeles City all over my screen with night lights and neon bar lights and stuff, that's different. But, throwing I've watched channels literally, I know we kind of said something about this yesterday, but it's kind of what taste, what type of girls am I throwing on there? Because there's a different type of girl. You can put a pretty girl on there. That's not the dark side. You put a pretty girl on there holding a banana next to her cheek, then that's a little clickbaity and that's a little silly. But I see other guys doing it, but I'm not going to put a banana in my girl's AI
Thank
video
you.
photo. Do you know how many
Please
guys
don't.
don't even realize these photos are AI? That's the other thing. I'm watching these guys and I look at their comments. They don't even know when they're seeing artificial intelligent photos. They don't know that that's not a real girl. They think these
Right.
stories these guys are talking about, oh, I got a story. Let me tell you about my friend. Like, they don't know that they're just going on Chat GPT, getting these made up stories from Chat GPT and regurgitating it online and pretending they have all these friends and all these stories every other day. I'm amazed at that one.
Right.
It's like
That's
I
funny.
listen to them laugh about it. It's like, yeah, I made up this story about this girl that I met 6 years ago. I got 100,000 views on that. Yeah, it's like
Oh, that's
they're literally
funny,
just going
man.
to Chat GBT, getting these fake stories out.
Yeah,
How
I mean, like, how desperate are we? I don't know, man. Fuck.
Yeah,
I
there's a lot of
swear.
people they fall for it. They have no idea that these girls and most of these photos are not real girls.
I'll say this because I was going to ask you this question, and it's funny for me because I had this epiphany this morning. Because I kind of set out like, oh, Captain Trucker's not going to have any women at all, right? In the thumbnails, and then it occurred to me, I was looking, I was looking at my channel this morning, and I was like, there's no women on my channel. It's only like me, flexing my muscles and like some and some other like
There's a
weird.
small demographic that want to see our muscles. It's a small demographic.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, I gotta like at least put a few women up here, right? I mean, I don't want people to think like, something else. And I was like, shit,
Yeah.
maybe I gotta
That's
have a
what these,
few women.
that's what these expats are wanting to click on. They want to, they see that. Listen, you got to get your thing trending. You know, you're 40. I mean, you could be 10 years before you're thinking about like actually living there. I don't know what your plans are for being over there yet, how fast you're going to get there. I mean,
I've
me,
been
I'm trying to hurry up.
there.
But what's that?
I've been living there part time for 7 years. I mean, I've
Okay.
been living there really part time as an expat, and between here and working, I'm building a house and everything. I built a small unit. Now I'm building a bigger house. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty ingrained. I'm not going anywhere.
If
So
I had a house already there, I'd probably be like, yeah, from May to whatever, that's my home. And then I do my business here, then back and forth. But yeah, I got to be careful with her because I only get one more, I'm only 51. When I'm 51, 52, the back gets sore. Everything just, it don't get better from this point on. So I don't want to miss my best years left to make money and then spend it over in the Philippines. But I'm quite confident building houses in some volume, like 3, 4, 5 at a time. I expect that to be the reality here in 18, 24 months. There's too many guys that want to have houses built and they don't know who to deal with. They don't know who to trust. I've been working numbers and all these things. Honestly, I'm hoping to be there full time within 2 years, you know, full time. Like Kentucky will be the place I break away to. I'm hoping.
yeah, man. I mean, if you have business ideas, we should talk. I'm always looking to invest in different things. I mean, I'm building like a 3 bedroom, two bathroom type of deal. I'm not a construction guy. I know you are, but I mean, I'm not particularly savvy in that area, but I trust the people that are doing it. I trust my son's mother. It should be solid. It's not going to be totally um, probably Western style in terms of material. Maybe it will be. I don't know actually, but
Yeah.
it'll be good enough for the price. You usually kind of pay for what you get, but yeah, I mean, it can be done. You know what I mean? You can
There's a lot of ways
if
to make
you
money in the Philippines. It's just
yeah,
you
if you're
watch these
working with the right
bloggers, you're watching
people.
guys who, you know, they don't even do anything on their vlog channel. They just talk, so these are the guys telling a lot of people, you can't make money in the Philippines. It's a bad idea. Go on one of the group chats and say you're trying to find business ideas to make money and see how badly you're attacked for even thinking about doing something in the Philippines. It's funny watching
Well,
these guys get beat up for even thinking of, even building a house.
yeah, it's a different. I mean, I don't know what your plans are. It's you get into the ethical stuff, like what's the point of going to a country like that to try to make money if you can make money in your own country? But then, like you're saying, if you're particularly savvy, if you know the right people, if you have
Well,
money,
not
you
borrowing
can
money is going
in
to be the big thing. If you're getting into borrowing money, then you're just opening up a door to it being potentially bad. If it's your own
yeah,
money,
well, of
then you're
course.
starting off on the
Well, you
right
don't want
track
to burn
anyway.
it. Yeah,
What's
right.
that?
because a lot of the expats that are hating on that probably don't have much money to begin with. But I mean, um, it's also just, I mean, on my channel, like I don't promote intentionally the idea of like expats coming here to like try to make money in the Philippines and stuff because I know if I do that, I don't want to attract the wrong people. But I mean, there's ways for the right types of foreigners, the right types of expats. Yeah, of course they can make money, but they got to do it
I
the
would
right way.
never tell them. I mean, listen, I
You got to
mean,
treat people
you
good,
got to know who
you got to do
you're
the right
dealing with
thing.
already. Yeah, I mean, I would never go out of my way to tell people. It's still going to be risky, and I'm not even, I'm going to do it just because that's just my personality. But I wouldn't ever tell someone, hey, yeah, go over there with your money. You can make some money. Like, no, I don't know anything about your
Right,
habits, and
exactly. Yeah.
no, I just tell people I wouldn't be worried about it. Either go over there with your money or some type of income stream. But I'm not the same as everyone else. You're probably not the same as everyone else. I mean, I see a few ways to make money in the Philippines, but I wouldn't go around telling people to do the same thing because I don't think they can do the same
Yeah,
thing.
I don't either. I don't
Yeah.
either because it's I don't want to attract the wrong people, and it's like uh yeah, I mean
Like if
even
my crew
about
didn't show
land
up
about,
tomorrow, like if I
yeah,
was building a house and my crew didn't show up tomorrow because, they're sick, I'll start laying block myself. I'll show them like, I can do the block. I'll throw up a whole wall, in a day. I'll mix the concrete myself, so I'll get stuff done. Will everyone else do that? I don't want to be Hitler on the side over there just talking about, do this, do that and stuff. I mean, I'll get in there and get work done with them. So I don't know how many people is going to get in there. Some will, some won't. Uh, so it just depends on what type of things you want to do over there. What gets your interest?
absolutely. It's like land, for instance. I mean, there's some expats that do, I don't want to say shady, but there's like if you own a business in the Philippines, it can be a 60-40 situation to where like you can, I think it's 40% you can own it or whatever if you have a real corporation and stuff. And it's like, I don't like promoting the idea of like trying to like I mean, even there's some Filipino vloggers that are like telling people loopholes and stuff for like foreigners to come to this country in the Philippines to like acquire land, right? And there's reasons why the government's protecting their own land and so forth is like it's not ours to take. You know what I mean? It's like any business that we should do should first benefit the Filipinos and then possibly us type of thing. You know what I mean? So it's just like I'm
Yeah,
always careful. I don't really, you know, I mean, we can talk privately, but it's like I don't put it out there to
yeah.
as
Listen, man,
clickbait to try to like
these
get
are
a
the golden
business or
years. I mean, I'm not going over there to have a hassle. I want to go over there, a house or two, small side jobs to keep busy mentally. But I'm not going over there to see if I can be 20 years old again, how much I can accomplish. I'm going over there to relax, enjoy myself, enjoy these last years. So now, I mean, even if building houses is stressful and it's not got the enjoyment factor with it, I'm not going to be doing even that. So I'm not getting involved in anything. It brings anxiety and stress. If I'm building a house, there's no time limit. We need 6 months or 3 months. It don't matter.
I like this question. He wants to know who can bench more weight, the way righteous. Who can bench more weight? Well,
Well,
listen, Jay's 10 years older than me. Bench was never my strong suit. I'm serious. Like it
or
was never
mine.
my strong lift was bench, but I don't right now, how much can you bench, Jay?
I might get 300 right
That's
now. I
good.
haven't done.
That's
I haven't done bench since November. I've done some max out just reps, but I haven't since November. I might get 300, 305 right now. If I did bench for 6 weeks, probably get 335, 345 range. You know, but any heavier than
really
that, I'm having to eat like a cow. I'd be eating. That's if I'm trying to build my chest. If I'm eating, 300 grams of protein every day, going to the gym like I do, yeah, it'd take about 6 weeks. I can get back up to that. But
you can
any
hit
bigger than
300
that,
right now? You can hit 300 right now? Like right now?
I'll film it tomorrow. If I can get it up, I'll film it. I know
Wow.
when I left the Philippines, their heaviest dumbbells were 50 kilograms, 110 pounds. Those I could do 10 reps. I lost a little bit of weight since coming home. I haven't been eating as good as I was when I was there, but I'm almost back on track. I could probably get the 125s up right now with that my gym has. So that's 250 with dumbbells. I probably could get 300 with a bar.
How much do you weigh? You're 6'3", right?
6'3", 220 right now.
Okay. What about deadlifts? How much can you bang out on deadlifts right now?
Deadlifts, I don't ever. That's the one thing I never really gave a damn about. I know my max on deadlift was probably 500 range at one time, about 8-9 years ago.
Why don't you care about deadlifts? What, that's irrelevant? I mean, what's what?
It's too much risk, low reward. Too much risk, low reward. You pull it back, you do something to a vertebra. I'm out of business. I can't build a shed. I can't sit in a truck. I'm going to therapy, rehab. I mean, there's too much risk with little reward. But I'll be honest now, if I wasn't talking to you, if I was talking to some other dude at the gym and he's like, what do you do this? I'll be like, so how much do you shadow box? Can you run a 4.5 Can you do this? I'd be like into the speed. I'm into footwork drills, cardio,
I agree.
like it's, I'm all about cardio, speed, stamina.
I didn't ask. The guy asked. It wasn't me. It was him.
No, I know. It's like I was always, because I was never the strongest guy in the gym, so I had to focus on a few different things. I'm more like, if I was in the Olympic, I'd be like a triathlete. I'd be like a little bit good at everything. Like I can throw the javelin, the shot put, I can run, I can jump a little bit, but I'm not great at any of them. I'm kind of like that guy. I can do everything in the gym.
I feel that. I like that.
No one's going to look at my bench press and be like, damn. No one's going to look at my squat and be damn. But I can squat, I can bench, I can curl. Right. I'd say my triceps are my best thing. I hit triceps 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, actually. I kind of feel the same way. I'm kind of like a little bit of everything guy, above average, but not like the best necessarily.
Right. And I still got my legs, so I really try to focus on my speed and running, because if something goes down, I ain't got no problem getting out of there. I can get out.
Listen, well, the fact is, dude, I mean, let's be real. Like, I mean, past maybe 35, 40s, I mean, you don't really need to be benching like, we're not throwing refrigerators for a living, right? So, I mean, it's more like cardio, having moderate, strong strength. I mean, we're both strong, but we don't need to be like possibly, like you said, on deadlifts, ripping out our lower back or
can't risk it, man. I mean, as much as I would like to, and the younger Jay would.
It's not necessary.
I mean, right. It's just there's no upside for me. And honestly, the amount of food I've got to eat, the protein I've got to eat, the amount of times I got to go take a shit because I'm eating so much, it's like it ain't worth it for the number. It just ain't worth it.
Right. I hear you, man.
If I had a reward for it, if I was making videos and I was getting 100,000 views and I was making $200, $300 a video because people were wanting to see this stuff, then I might change my mind. But let me ask I don't have any reward for it.
Seriously, like you're not. Are you going on? You're not going on YouTube. Like, I mean, you have other endeavors. You want to build houses. You work now. I mean, like, you're doing this for your daughter. The YouTube mostly. Like, you're not really trying to make money off YouTube, are you?
I mean, listen, if it makes some money, take it, because this ain't free. That DJI camera, the 2 of them I bought, the backup, the drone, the computer, the Filmora, I mean, all those things cost money. So, I mean, it's more than a hobby. Honestly, I hope to give this to my daughter in about 10 years when she's 15, and hopefully she's built her first house when she was 13 or 14. She learned how to do her own cost analysis. She learned how to call and get prices and deal with the engineer and everything, because I'm going to be teaching her that, well before she's 15. So hopefully she'll be vlogging her own builds in the Philippines, and I just hand her the channel, because honestly, that'll be what this is all about anyway. This is marketing for me. I mean, honestly, I'm using YouTube as eventually where I'm going to meet the people who are intrigued over the next year or two. They want to talk about the houses, because I've already got a couple of people who are interested, but I'm not worried about that stuff right now. But it's more a long-term go. I know the YouTube channel by itself, it's free marketing. If I'm filming a house build and I can throw out the numbers of what I built it for and the way I built it and the imagination and the features I can throw into a house that the other builders just don't seem to think about or want to do. I'm pretty sure it'll sell houses in the future. I want that to go to my daughter. So it'll be her
Absolutely.
channel at one day. If YouTube is still a thing in 15 years and still growing, and we got our 250,000 subscribers in that time frame, she don't have to build 100 houses a year. She could build one, two, three, or four, and still have a good living. Live in Dumaguete, go to Silliman University while she's checking on her house bills, dealing with the people she's met through my 10, 15 years of networking. And this is all for her. I don't want to be doing anything but helping her. I just want to, be along watching her grow. So yeah, this is all for her.
Right on, man. God bless you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad that I'm glad you're doing this for the right reasons and with the right, sentiment. And that's cool, man. I
Yeah.
respect that. I really do. And
I got a nursing background. I mean, every day you wake up at this point in life, I mean, you're driving on the highways with the bullshit you got to deal with. I'm 50. Who knows what the work tomorrow holds? It's like, I don't want to, if I'm taking my last breath right before my eyes close, I'm be like, yes, she's good. I want to have that feeling where she's going to be okay. So that's all I want.
We are. We're building the right foundation, and your heart's in the right place, and you're doing it for the right reasons, and that's the way to do things. Um, and we were talking before, and it's like I have a lot of empathy for people that have to rely on YouTube for income and stuff because I mean sometimes you don't even know your channel can take off and suddenly you're semi-famous in a subculture and like you're broke or maybe you just got social security and these guys are like it's really also the audience too that's inflaming these guys to keep making certain materials and it's like life's hard man like you got to survive and stuff and but I'm glad to see more responsible vloggers like you, family men. And I really appreciate you coming on, man. I'm glad to meet you. I'm glad that we got to talk more and stuff. Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, man, like it's good. We're both like we both coincidentally happen to be back in the U.S. at this moment, but
Yeah.
we'll both be going back soon. I'll get over to Dumaguete sometime, man. We should hang out and everything.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
a real good chance we'll be back this year, as long as, airlines are working the way they're supposed to, and airports are like they're supposed to, and prices ain't doing some stupid, something new. Yeah, we'll probably get back over there in a few months.
yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Um, I think that's good. I think we'll wrap it up for the day, man. It's
That works,
good
my man.
talking to you, man.
Yeah, we can do this anytime. This is way easier than blogging. So this ain't no big deal at all. I like this.
It's kind of fun. I enjoyed this actually.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking forward to clicking off. I hope some people actually watched it. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Right. Right. Get past that first 5 minutes.
Funny, man. I was telling you that, like, dude, I've done some videos, man. Like, I have one video that's still ripping. It's like 65,000 views, and then I'll do a video the next day and it gets 300 views. And I'll do a video the next day and it gets like 2,000 views. And then 1,000 views, and the next day it's like 200 views. It's like I can't predict this stuff
Yeah,
because
I'm
I don't
still
have
trying
the
to
same
figure out what
production
works.
quality either. Like you got the
What,
production quality going on for you. I'm not really doing that. For me, it's more like I'm just straight a talking head sometimes, but you never know.
right. I'm thinking that's what I got to do. I mean, I did one video back, like the third or fourth video. I got like 500 subscribers off of one video. And it's like all I was
Yeah,
doing was sitting on the bench at the boulevard talking to the camera. And I'm like, well, maybe that's what they want. Maybe they don't want to see my daughter
well,
riding a mini bike. Maybe,
yeah,
stuff
but
like
well,
that.
here's the thing. I think you should keep doing what you're doing because that's I think long term you got the right idea. You have the right vision for like what a big mammoth family man Philippine channel should look like. And I think you'll get there, you know what I mean? So I'd say don't change anything. Keep doing what you're doing and you know, there's nothing wrong with good editing. It's all good, Do it.
Is that, is that a new question?
No, I'm just what, right here?
No, yeah, I didn't know if it was something new. It just came up on my phone.
I didn't send anything, no.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Um
know. So,
I was just saying, like with the direction of your channel, I think you're just do it, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, it's gonna grow.
yeah.
I mean, it's all good.
Well, I mean, we got a lot of things we want to do. If you talk too much about it, it just sounds like you got a lot of ideas. Everybody's got ideas and stuff. But I'll show some things here. Probably in our next video, I'm gonna probably film my brother's restaurant. About 10 minutes away, my brother's got one of the best pizza restaurants in the state. So I'm gonna go film that. My mom was in the pizza business since I was 3 years old, so we know pizza pretty well. There's a high probability we're gonna have a lot of kiosks in Dumaguete. These little stands that you see everywhere you go, and every mall they got little stands throughout the mall and stuff. I want a smoothie stand with protein drinks, peanut butter, and bananas and mangoes and healthy drinks. Things like that. I want pizza kiosks just to see how they do. If they don't work, they don't work. You don't have a big investment in them. You got small investments in these small kiosks, but I see the stands that are there, and I'm like, you know what? They need more options. And it's like in a city like Dumaguete, you could bounce around, stand until you find the right spot. You can have 4 or 5 different. I've already met a couple of people that are doing it. And you already see the power of what a measly $100 extra every month could do for somebody. So these stands, you give them jobs, you get to teach them something. I know concrete countertops. I know how to make concrete tables. I'm thinking about doing some concrete courses over there, teaching some people how to make some concrete tables and just get bases for the tables over there that they could be selling. I mean, I got a lot of ideas to keep me busy over there that I've learned over here, and over there, it ain't going to cost you much to learn this stuff. I mean, how much is a bag of concrete? I can show somebody how to make tables, which I'm sure they already know how, but it's not everywhere. So it's like, if you're going to be building houses and you can make your own concrete countertops, how to polish floors, how to build tables with concrete, and polish them up, decorate them. And there's so much you could be doing over there to keep busy, making money on the side. It's endless. A cookie stand with fresh cookie recipes that it doesn't have to get complicated. You don't have to spend 20 grand. It could be $1,500. It could be $1,000 and a couple cases of refrigerators, some cookie dough recipes that you've worked on. And if you find the right spots, you make a little bit of money. And that's the thing for me over there. I mean, there's just so many possibilities. I mean, that's what I like. There's possibilities.
Absolutely.
Malls are everywhere. Stores are everywhere. Boulevards locations, you can have little stands everywhere. I just see opportunity. I'm an entrepreneur, so I look for everything, and when pizzas, different types of things, you go like, oh, I want a pizza restaurant here maybe one day. Maybe not, but the idea is you could do it there. That's the whole point.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, man. And you're doing it for the right reasons. Your heart's in the right place, and that's the most important thing. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it, man. I really do.
Yep.
I'm glad to talk to you
Man, I
tonight.
appreciate being on tonight. I appreciate it. I think I'm gonna go find me a snack. I'm starving now. All this talking.
I know, right?
It made me hungry.
Let's stay in touch, man. I'm glad we got to talk today. It was cool, man. I'm glad we did this.
Absolutely, man. No problem at all. Look forward to it.
All right, Jay. Thank you, everybody. Thanks to Trace, The Way the Righteous, and Henry, Not So Crazy John, PH Expat Prepper, Taxpat, and everybody else who watched tonight. We appreciate it. Watch Jay's Philippines. Subscribe to his channel. Keep watching both of us. We'll be back in the Philippines soon. We got more videos coming up. Thank you all. God bless you. We love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.